Hi everyone and welcome to the Beauty Garden. Today I'm going to show you how to do a very basic eyes for a day look. Something really pretty and simple that you can wear to work or out with your friends, breakfast, or for any occasion really. And I'm going to show you how you can achieve this in under 10 minutes. Okay, so as you can see, I've already done my base and I've also applied my blush and my bronzer. So now I'm going to prepare my eyes. And it's important that you actually use something that's going to hold the eyeshadow in place and prevent it from creasing. Because our eyelids are very oily, we need something that's going to be tacky and it's going to finish to a cream or a powder finish. And I really like the MAC paints. And there's a variety of colors that these come in. You only need a very small amount, so I'm just going to go through quickly how to apply these. So we can start off either applying it with your finger or with the brush. I prefer a brush because it's a better finish. And we just apply these very evenly over the whole of the eye. I particularly like the paint pots in the neutral colour because then you can actually use any colour eyeshadow over the top. So now I'm going to apply a shimmery colour to the lid to give it a little bit of highlight before I start to contour, and I'm using the Stiller palette here. It's called Light Up the World. I don't know if you can really see that. The colours on this are quite vivid and they are also quite shiny. So you only really need a really small amount. The pigments with Stiller tend to be very rich. For this part of the eye, I'm going to use something that's got a little bit of a sheen in it. So I'm going to go for this one here, which is quite golden. And I'm using a medium-sized brush. You can buy these anywhere at any price line. Just over the top of the lid and underneath the brow bone. And this is just going to lift the lid. Then I'm going to go with a darker colour to contour inside my eye through here and provide a bit of contrast. And I'm going to use the Smashbox Duo here. And the colour of this one's called Glow Getter. And it's a brown and like a peachy kind of a colour. I'm actually going to use the brown with a blending brush. And I'm just going to pop that into the crease of my eye underneath the brow bone and use circular movements just to work it into under the occipital bone here and into the lash line. I'm just bringing it across and working it into the bone. And work it into the lash line as well. And underneath, just the beginning underneath the bottom lash line. Then I'm going to go with my black eyeliner. For this one I'm using the Face of Australia High Definition Liquid Liner, which is about $11 at Priceline or any chemists. I really like this one because the tip is really nice and it's quite sturdy, so you can actually get a really precise line. And I'm just going to go really close to the lash line with this, and I work from the outside inwards. I like to work 2/3 of the way across. It should always either be 2/3 of the way across or the whole way across, but never half of the eye, because that will split your eye. A good trick when you're applying your liquid liner is to actually pull your eye taut, because you get a good feeling for where the line should start and where it should end, and also the angle that the line should be at. And you can also wait until you've finished the first layer, let it dry a little bit, and then go over it so that you can get that really good carbon black feeling. Okay, you might want to go a little bit underneath the lash line too, the bottom lashes. But just be mindful that when you're doing a bottom lash line, you don't want to go inside the eye, because with the waterproof, with the liquid eyeliner. Okay. Now I'm going to get my MAC 219 brush, which is a bullet head. You don't need to use a MAC brush, but I do like this particular brush because it's got a really nice firm point. So it gets in precisely into the lash line. And I'm also going to use my Stila Light Up the World palette again. I'm going to use the darkest color, which here is a brown, to smudge the liner into my lash line. You don't have to do this if you prefer to have a very precise lash line, but for this particular look I'm just going to smudge it in. So we just use the bullet brush and push the colour into the lash line over the top of the liquid line and also underneath, and then use it to just rotate a little bit up into that crease where we created the contour before. Now I'm going to go with just a soft bristle brush. This one's just an Eco Tools synthetic bristle brush, and I'm going to get the same gold that I used on the top of the lid here and just run it underneath the bottom lash line. So for this one I'm going to use a MAC. It's called Tête à Tinte, and it's a kind of taupey pinky color, very neutral, just for blending. And I'm going to blend this darker shade on the crease of my eye up to the brow bone and across. So this just adds a little bit of dimension as well, and it just blends everything together really professionally and nicely. And you don't need to be heavy-handed with this, you can go quite lightly. And blend it out all the way. Lastly, I'm going to use one of my bronzers. It's just a Revlon Sun-Kissed Bronze number 2. And this powder I'm just going to use to warm up around the outside of my eye. So you can just see the difference there. Just brings it all together. And finally, just to add a little bit of a highlight to my brow bone and a little bit underneath here on my cheekbone, I'm going to use another soft hairbrush, which is an Eco Tools one that I've got here. And I'm using one of the lighter colors on the Stila palette. For me, because my skin tone's a little bit yellow based, I'm going to use the warmer version. And just very, very lightly, I'm just going to highlight underneath the arch of the eyebrow. And this just creates a natural glow on the side of my face, so that when I turn my head, it picks up the light. And I'm also going to do that on my cheekbone, very, very gently. For nighttime, you can build this up a little bit if you like a little bit more of a dewy look. And also to the Cupid's bow, and a little bit down my nose. And the last step is just to apply mascara. So with mascara, really good trick that a makeup artist taught me is to grab yourself a hand mirror. It can be from any palette. You don't have to spend a lot of money on mascara. I personally really like this one. It's called a Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill. But you can equally spend $12 on a mascara because you probably shouldn't keep it for that long anyway. So you get your brush, you lean over your mirror and you look down, and you work from the bottom up. And this technique will prevent any of the mascara from going onto the top of your eyelid, which is particularly useful if you've just spent maybe 10 minutes doing your eyes. So this is a good way to build the bottom of the lash. If you need to reload your mascara, you just pump it once, not more than once, because that's how you get air in the canister and that's where bacteria comes from. And once you're happy with the root level and that you've got enough volume through the bottom, you can look up and then apply it. I like to turn to the side, look in the mirror, and push it out to where I'd like the lash to sit, so that you can actually see what your lashes are going to look like from the side. And usually by this time you've already, the first coat's dried, so you don't have to worry about the mascara transferring onto your eye makeup. So that's how we do a very simple, basic day look for eyes. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again next time on The Beauty Garden.